Yeah, welcome back, guys. So we had just gone on a short break, and before that, we had Edith explain to us the different techniques of breastfeeding, and we're going to take it up from there. And we're also going to talk about any hurdles that come across with breastfeeding and how we are going to overcome them. So Edith, kindly continue from there.
So thank you. So previously, the first technique that I showed you is actually called the cradle hold, where you use the crook of the arm to hold the baby's head and to support the baby so that it remains in a straight line.
Yeah.
The next one is the one which is called the cross cradle position.
Okay.
And this one, you now use your hand to support the baby's head and neck and body so that they are all in a straight line, but then now this other hand is free. And then now you bring the baby to the breast and you can breastfeed as much as possible. So this one, you can also put a pillow and you can also lift your legs just to be comfortable. Then the next one is called the football hold. So the football hold, think of rugby, how we normally hold the rugby ball. So this one, you hold the baby's head with your hand that way, but then the baby's body is aligned in a straight line behind you.
Yeah.
And then now you bring the baby to the breast. So this position is very good when you have twins, because you can put a pillow on your abdomen and you put one baby on one side, and then somebody can help you to put the other baby on the other breast, and then you can breastfeed comfortably at the same time, and you'll be able to get enough milk. So this position is also good for a mom who has very big breasts, and or for a baby who is very small. And this, you'll be making sure one of your hand is going to be free, and so you'll make sure that you don't suffocate the baby in any way. So for those babies who are preterms, the ones who are low birth weight or small for gestation age, this is the best position for them.
So what's the benefit of putting them there when they are small?
So this way is just for you to be able to observe them in a controlled environment, because now you're the one who is going you're going to kind of bring the breast to the baby while you bring the hand. While you control the baby's head, because either they are too small or your breast is too big. So this position is good for such. It's also good for a mom who has just had a C-section and doesn't want anything on the abdomen. Also a good position for that. Then the other position is when you're lying down
on the bed.
So you lie, it's called the side lying position. So both of you are lying down facing each other, and still the baby's body is aligned in a straight line. The head and neck and body are aligned in a straight line, and the mother puts two pillows. One pillow is to support her back, then the other one is to support her hand so that she's a bit raised and she can see her baby. So they're not really on the same level. The mom is a bit raised. That way she's able to see her baby and should not be able to suffocate.
And at that point the baby is breastfeeding on the one that's on the mattress, the side that's on the mattress.
Yes, so the baby will breastfeed on the breast that is on the mattress. If she gets tired and she wants to change positions, again she'll change her own position and bring the baby next to the other side, still use the two pillows so she can be able to see her baby clearly, and she can also use a blanket to bring her baby closer to her. Because of all these positions, we need to have the baby's tummy on the mother's tummy. And then aligned in a straight line. Yes. So that way your baby is comfortable and you're also comfortable. So this position for lying down is also good for moms who have also had a C-section, or moms who are weak and they prefer to lie down, or even when she's sleeping
at night,
when you breastfeed at night, this is a good
It's a
position,
good position.
to do that.
Okay.
Yes, so moms can alternate the positions based on what is most
Or
comfortable.
they can even stick to the one that is their favorite.
Whatever is
really
comfortable for her.
them. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But there are different techniques which you can use, and those are the ones which we know
available.
of. So key thing is you be comfortable, raise your legs. If you have a C-section, you want to stay away from the abdomen, or you could use a pillow as well. Always remember, baby's head, neck, and body are aligned in a straight line, and keep mother and baby tummy to tummy.
Okay.
That way, you're going to both be comfortable.
Okay, that's
and like
good.
we said, when she's comfortable, she's going to empty
Yeah.
her breast. So when she breastfeeds her baby, for example, now we are doing the, let me do
The
this
cradle,
way
the
so that
cradle.
everybody can see.
That's the cradle.
This is the cradle holder.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when she breastfeeds her baby, hakuna haraka.
Okay, actually, hold that shot.
Yes.
That thought.
Yeah.
Sasa, there's always that question of how long should
Yes.
I breastfeed my baby on this side? I encountered a baby who had a very big abdominal distension.
Yeah.
And the reason was the mother was breastfeeding the baby on both breasts at a time. Okay, not at the same time, but what I mean is every time she'd breastfeed her baby, should make sure the baby has gotten some breast from the right one and from the left one.
Yeah.
You know. So I thought, because maybe you can touch on this also.
Yeah.
Talk about the foremilk,
Yes.
the hind milk,
Yeah.
and why you should use a certain duration of time, you know,
Yeah.
to breastfeed a child on a certain breast. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
those are some issues that are really
Yes.
bothering women and mothers out
Yes,
there.
yes.
Yes.
So, moms, when you're breastfeeding your baby, don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry at all. Time for breastfeeding is time for breastfeeding. Minimum 45 minutes.
A
Minimum
long
45 minutes. Even you, when you take tea kuku kuku. So you take slowly, sindio?
Yeah.
The exact same thing. So baby, you put the baby on the breast, you'll feel the baby will circle, then they
Stop.
stop. Yeah. Then they circle again, then they stop.
Yeah.
Then it's the same way. So we are not in a hurry. And the beauty of doing that is you want to empty one breast at a time. You want to empty one breast before you move to the next breast. Because as Sylvia has said, we have what is called foremilk and we have what is called hind milk. These are two different kinds of milk.
Yeah.
And they are different. The foremilk contains more water,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have a lot of nutrients.
Yeah.
It contains more water. But the hind milk contains more fats. It contains more of those proteins that we talked about. So
Yeah.
you want your baby to benefit from both the
Foremilk
foremilk
and the hind milk.
and the hind milk. That way, your breast is going to be emptied, and even all those lobules, if you remember, all those lobules are going to be emptied nicely, and your baby will get the full meal that they deserve. So
45 minutes.
to 1 hour on one breast, and then once you're done, you're going to burp your baby. Simply, you raise the baby on your neck, and this is a very good place to involve dad.
Yeah.
Yes, a very good place to involve dad.
Yes. That should be
Because
involved.
yes, dad should. This is a
They
family
should.
thing.
It's a
yeah?
family thing.
It's a family thing. So once baby is done, you can make sure you cover your shoulder here because they could burp and give off some milk. So you're aiming for the space between the shoulder blades, somewhere there, and you're just going to gently rub until you hear them bring up wind. They don't necessarily have to make a sound.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they don't have to. But even as you do this, you'll find they fall asleep. Then you can either put them away, or if you wanted to cuddle them, you could continue doing that. Yeah. So once they wake up, now you don't go to the breast you
had
are
emptied
doing.
before.
You go to
The
the
other
other
breast,
one.
yeah.
And then you patiently, you give 45 minutes to 1 hour.
Okay.
Yes.
Even
So
at night.
even at night, don't be in a hurry.
Okay.
Don't be in a hurry
So
at
what
all.
I'm getting is that you empty one breast.
Yes.
Not 5 minutes here or
No.
15 minutes here. Okay, now you can switch over to the other one.
No.
It has to be emptied completely.
And you know what is
Yeah.
the beauty of
The
emptying,
beauty of
Sylvia?
emptying, yeah.
The beauty of emptying, moms, is this. When you empty your breast, your brain is told,
Yeah.
hakuna maziwa. Start preparing milk.
Yeah.
So the more you empty, the more you're
the
going
milk
to
production.
get. So that story of sina maziwa,
Yeah.
you will never hear it. As long as you're continuously emptying
the breast.
Yes, empty it.
Yeah.
And if you find it is still heavy, because you know when the breast is full of milk, you can feel it's heavy, you can feel it's tight.
Yeah. Even some women,
you know,
they
you
have
can,
to wear the pads.
Yeah,
to protect.
because So when you find yourself like that, then you can go ahead and express the milk so that it is you keep the supply going. So that it's a syndrome where we say
they don't have enough milk.
Yes, they don't have enough.
So that's
milk.
a myth.
It is a myth. It should not.
It should be unheard of.
If you are breastfeeding correctly,
Yeah.
you should not hear of such things.
Yeah.
And you
the
shall,
attachment should be correct.
Yes.
The positioning of the baby should be correct, and you're breastfeeding for 45 minutes and you're emptying the breast. Then you'll always have enough, and you're eating well, obviously. So let's look at the diet. What kind of things should a woman eat?
So now this is another topic to discuss.
Yes.
Because, you know, sometimes we use this as an excuse to have everything
and to add weight.
And you can have 5 flasks of tea, of soup.
There's one for uji, one for soup,
one
for cocoa. Yeah.
You just have what you need.
Eating
you don't
for 2.
know. You're not eating for 2 anymore.
Yeah. I don't. But that has been going around. Yeah. So let's correct it.
Yes. So moms, we correct that.
Yeah.
You only eat what is enough. If you're satisfied, you're satisfied. And please tell your mother-in-law you're satisfied. You don't need to be forced to eat
they
food
won't help you lose the weight.
And they will not be there to help you lose the weight. Yes. So just eat what is enough.
Yeah.
Just what you need. You don't need you don't need to have 5 flasks of uji. You just need enough. And by the way, we there's no, of course, we don't expect you to be eating junk food.
Yeah.
We expect you to eat healthy food that is balanced. You need carbohydrates, you need fats, and you need proteins, and you need vegetables. Yes. So we are not saying that you should not have fat. We are saying you should have a balanced diet. Everything that you need, you should have.
But are there any foods that are maybe associated with increased amounts?
Yeah. So things like njahe have been people use them,
and it causes more milk production.
Yes. Yeah, there is a chemical that they contain that stimulates prolactin release. Yes. So there are foods like those. Legumes are good with that.
The legumes.
Yes,
those
legumes
are good. And boshos.
And bosho. And especially the black beans, those njahes.
I think there's something I had. They call dean seeds or fenugreek or funny things like those.
Yeah.
Do they have any role?
Well, I don't want to commit myself and say they have any role.
Yeah.
Because if you follow the techniques we have talked about,
that is enough.
You should not have any other problem. So there are others. There are so many products to help you
have
produce
more milk production.
And the key is very simple. Breastfeed your baby, empty your breast.
And eat well.
Balanced diet. Make sure you're calm.
Psychologically.
So dads out there, please let moms be calm. Don't stress them with complications. Because if there is something that is stressing her, she will not produce milk. And it is going to affect her. And you know, babies can feel when mom is not
as you said, the same way the oxytocin will make them feel the bond. Now, when the mom is having stress,
they can feel
it.
And you will not sleep.
They'll cry.
Everyone will not sleep. Yes. So mom needs to be calm. She should not be stressed. And even if she should not be the one cooking for visitors.
Because at this point, maybe visitors are coming. So what are the ways that the family can support a mother?
So most moms need the support of their loved ones, and this can be the spouse,
and maybe having a house help or someone to just help,
somebody to stay with you,
or even a sister.
Yes, your sister, your mom is quite useful at this point. Even your mom-in-law, this is a good time to bond with her. There are some moms who actually move in with you for a few
days
until you're stable and you have established a system, because you know you need to establish a system, and then now you'll be okay. Anybody who you feel comfortable with, I don't want to be specific, but dads play a big role because they are partners. So when dad is around, when he takes paternity leave,
Yeah,
that's not the
that's-
time kwenda biashara.
Exactly.
It
Your
is
2
time,
weeks ama whatever number
yes,
of weeks
the 2 weeks
amepewa.
they are given. It's time to stay with mom
And help her.
and help
Adjust.
her adjust to the whole system of even breastfeeding, of taking care of the baby. He should also learn how to take care of the baby, to observe when baby is having a problem. Those are things
Okay.
that he can do. Because moms, it's exhausting.
It's stress.
It can be quite quite tedious.
Yeah, it can be tedious. Now, I think we cannot emphasize on family support, and I thank you for mentioning that the dads should really play a role.
Yeah.
So we said that in as much as dad is playing a role, maybe mom also has to work. After some time, she may have to go to work after maybe her maternity of 90 days is over.
Yeah.
So let's just see how we can exclusively give breast milk to a baby up to 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen family support is important. What else can the mother do now to sustain this exclusive breast milk for the baby?
For 6 months.
Yeah.
Once her mind is made up, then she needs to prepare her environment. And everybody in the house needs to know that she's doing exclusive breastfeeding. So even if it means creating a corner in the kitchen, specific for the utensils for expressing milk and storing milk. Even if it means if you have a fridge, it means creating space in the fridge
for the
baby's milk. Everybody in the family should participate in making sure that all those utensils are nice and clean and they are not contaminated. Because if you contaminate the milk, then baby is going to get sick and then we are going to have another problem. So what she can do is prepare her kitchen in advance. Yes, and she doesn't need expensive things.
Not expensive.
Yes, there is a plastic that is specific for breast milk. So when she goes to the shop to ask for containers for breast milk,
or plastic bags,
she should say they are for breast milk, so that wherever she's buying from, those people will be able to know which ones are good and which ones are not healthy. Because there are some plastics which have a compound which interferes with the milk and it changes its composition.
BP something.
Yes, it's called bisphenol A.
Bisphenol A.
So you're looking for containers which do not have
BPA free.
that bisphenol A. It's called BPA. So she's looking for those containers. Then now herself, she needs to be able to express the milk. If I could show you how to do that. Yes. So you need simple containers, just
do I
like
tie
this.
Behind it? Or?
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
I was just. So you need the simple things.
Just a container.
This is just a container. A normal BPA-free plastic container. And when you're expressing milk, you need a container that has a wide opening.
Because it can splash.
Yes, and you remember we said the nipple has 15 to 20 openings. So you want a container that can be able to hold that milk when she expresses it. And this container should be washed with soap and water. Let me emphasize this. Should be washed with soap and water. You don't have to do other very crazy sterilization. Simple soap and water. Thoroughly washing soap and water all around, and then you rinse. Yes, you can rinse twice, and if you want to rinse in boiled water, it is okay. And once you have finished, then you put it so that it air dries. So now that when you're ready to do the expression, you just go, first of all, make sure your containers are clean and they are ready, and then she's going to wash her hands. So she's not going to use sanitizer.
In these days of COVID.
Yes, when we are expressing milk, we don't use sanitizer. Wash your hands with soap and running water, and you follow the techniques. And you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you rinse. So your hands are going to be clean because remember, if you don't have a pump, you're going to be using your hands. And your hands are actually better than a pump. You will come, for those who have done it, you will see. So you wash your hands with soap and water and then you air dry. If you don't have disposable towels, you air dry. When they are nice and clean now, the next thing, mom, you're going to massage your breast. Okay? And the reason you're massaging your breast, notice I'm going all round. And you're massaging your breast, and this will stimulate the hormones. You remember the hormones we talked about, the prolactin, especially oxytocin, to let down. So you're going to massage your breast. Think about your baby, look at your baby, just that thought stimulates the milk to come. Yeah, so you do that and you make sure that you're comfortable. Then now you're going to do the actual expression. So you're going to hold your breast using a C grip. If you can see here, this is a C. It forms a C like that. Eh? So you're going to hold your breast using a C grip. The thumb is going to be on the margin of the areola and the rest of the breast. And then the supporting fingers will be below and you want to follow the same. So you want to go to the demarcation. So remember we said this is where we have the temporary milk containers. So this is where you want to press. So you just relax. Don't wear a bra. Yeah? So you just relax. You're in your house. Or even if you're at work, you have some privacy.
An office that has an area that is designated
for that. Yeah. And actually we are advocating that all areas should have such. So be comfortable, remove your bra, relax. You can do this when you're standing or when you're seated. It's up to you. So you hold the breast using the C grip. When you relax and your breasts are kind of facing down, okay? So the first thing you will do, you will push back the breast towards the chest wall. And the reason you're pushing your breast back towards the chest wall is so that you can expose the milk containers, so that now you can press and release. Okay, so you push back, press and release. You push back, you press and you release.
And I'm saying you're not like doing like for the cow.
We're not milking.
Yeah.
We're literally, you're just pressing. In fact, if you're breastfeeding, just try this. You'll find it is so much easier. So the thing is, let your breast be loose, hold in a C grip, then you push it back towards the chest wall, and you hold your milk container, then you just press.
And release.
You will see, in fact, you will see the 15 openings. Seriously.
They'll be shooting milk.
They'll be shooting milk. So at the beginning, especially if this is your very first time, you will not see. You'll see maybe a drop, but don't give up.
Yeah, continue.
Push back. You press and release.
So.
Push back. You press and release. And you're going to do that until your breast is empty.
Again, emptying the breast.
Drain your breast.
No leaving anything there.
So you check. If you find that there is still some more, you push back, you press and release.
Okay, so now the mother has known how to express.
And the reason why I want to emphasize, make sure you drain your breast so that the milk you're collecting has both foremilk
and hind milk. And she will notice it when she has stored it.
Yes.
So let's talk about the storage.
Yes. So now when you store the milk, when you get this milk, there are two ways of doing it. So this milk,
I give you this?
Yes. So this milk can be used immediately. You put in a cup and you feed your baby. And that's the end. But if it is a lot, you can actually store it.
Oh, okay.
And you can store it in the container. Remember the plastic container which is safe? You put it and you cover it. and you can put it in room temperature for 8 hours.
For 8 hours in room temperature.
Room temperature. When I say room temperature, I mean
here, normal ambient.
Normal air.
Yeah.
For 8 hours. That means 8 hours you can go to work and come back. Unaweza sokoni na urudi. Unaweza enda chama na urudi. Bado maziwa iko sawa. So whoever is at home should be advised that when the baby is ready to be fed, that you take that milk and you put it in hot water. You don't pour it into hot water. You put the container with the milk
water and you give the child
in hot water so that the milk becomes warm. And then you feed. You feed your baby.
What about now the fridge and the freezer?
Yeah, so if you have a fridge, so I want to encourage the moms who don't have a fridge, don't be discouraged. Use room temperature. That means you'll be expressing your milk every day. Just before you leave, you express your milk, you leave it fresh,
and she
you
can
go
always
away,
be able to do that up to 6 months.
and you can do that up to 6 months. So your baby will always have breast milk. If you have a fridge, you can store your milk even longer. So if you put it, if you have the door, the 2-door, if you have the 1-door, you can store it on the normal shelf for up to 2 weeks, 10 to 14 days. You
that's at the fridge. The
yes,
one at the
fridge
bottom.
too. Fridge. Then if you have a freezer where you have the 2-door, you can store it up to 6 weeks, between 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay, so it can go up to 6 months. The one for the deep freezer.
That is just the freezer for the door, the 1-door fridge. You know the 1-door fridge,
which has a freezer.
Yes,
I get
you.
Exactly.
Then now, if you have a freezer, you can go up to 6 months.
Okay.
If you have a deep freezer, so you know the deep freezer,
deep
the one that
thing,
looks like a chest.
Chest, yes.
Now you can store up to a year.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can store up to
So
a
how
year.
would you thaw the milk that has been stored?
The same way, the exact same way.
In the hot water?
So what first, for the deep freezer, you need those special containers. And it is advisable that you store in quantities which when you remove the milk, you use all of it.
Within 8 hours?
Yes.
Within 8 hours.
And you don't rethaw it. You don't put it back. Ikishatoka imetoka. Then you arrange it and you put labels of dates and time. Dates and time.
So that you know when to use it before it expires.
Yes.
Okay, so let's come back to our viewers. Today, I hope you have learned so much. Edith has really taken us through the different techniques. She's talked to us how we can be able to exclusively give breast milk to our children. So I'm going to let her give us a parting shot. Edith, give your last words. For a minute, just tell the audience what you'd want them to do. You've taught them a lot.
Yes.
Yes.
What I'd like to say is breastfeeding is a skill. It can be learned and it can be improved on. If you get the correct attachment and get the correct positioning, you should be good to go for breastfeeding. And then always remember to empty your breast. Yes. Correct attachment, correct positioning, empty your breast. And when dad is around, everything is perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
Remember, breastfeeding should be comfortable. Your baby feeds from your breast, not from your nipple. If your baby is well attached, she will make more milk come.
Thank you so much, Edith. It was really nice to have you.
Yes,
I hope maybe I'll call you again for maybe complimentary feeding or something.
Thank
So
you
viewers,
for
that's
having
what we had for you today. We hope you've learned a lot and we pray that you're going to be able to exclusively breastfeed your children for 6 months. And as WHO has recommended, breastfeed even up to 2 years and beyond. Do not be shy. Don't feel like it's wrong. Actually, for every woman who is breastfeeding, today we've seen that you're actually increasing your own self-esteem when you do it. So we encourage you to do that and we are going to see you next time. Stay blessed and stay on